Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Action alert, as the slide on the YouTube thumbnail showed. Right now, the ATF is, and I hope this isn't a surprise, the ATF is trying to violate your rights again. And so we've seen lately they've been going after braces and they've been going after 80% lowers. Don't have a lot of information on the 80% lowers. I think there was some funky stuff going on. But with the braces, I'm just going to be really upfront and honest with you. If you didn't see this coming, I think you're a fool. You know, if that offends you, then you probably should take stock of how you were thinking. The braces, and I'm reading through the ATF literature about how they approved them and all this, it was a very specific use. They don't usually rule on attachment type things, and they've even said that, and you can see that throughout the rulings in their history. They generally rule on the weapon. I don't agree with it. I don't think they should have that ability, given that. But if you didn't see this coming, you need to wake up. So I'm going to preface this now with call your congressman, call your senator, comment at the ATF website, all that stuff. Do everything. A couple of YouTube celebrities, stars, influencers in this industry have said, call Donald Trump's presidential hotline. I'm just going to be upfront and honest, and I'm not going to mince words on this at all. Donald Trump isn't going to do a damn thing for you and your gun rights. He is not a conservative, and I know that's going to hurt your feelings. I don't really care. He is not a conservative. He is a very moderate, left-leaning liberal. Very moderate. He just looks conservative these days because he's not establishment and he's not far left like everybody else. But I'll digress back to what I should be talking about. The ATF sucks. That's what we're talking about. I've got the letter here and I'm going to link it in the description below. Everybody's talking about all this stuff, but nobody's linking to the PDF that the ATF pushed out. This is a pre-written document. Tomorrow when it goes live, today's the 17th. It's supposed to go live tomorrow for public comment. Really crappy of the ATF to do this over Christmas break, to do a shorter period of comment, because I'm pretty sure even if 1.5 million people comment, they're still going to change the rules anyways. But you still need to go, and nobody's talking about, oh, you need to go here and do this, you need to go here and comment, and here's the document. They're just talking about just random stuff. So I'm going to link the document so you have it, and so the words don't come from me, but I'm going to read a little bit of this. The problem that I have with the way they are attacking pistol braces right now is that, yes, they're saying, yeah, y'all are being a little hokey with the way you're using pistol braces. Okay, that's a Firearms Act argument anyways. We need to fight all Firearms Acts anyways. The little peculiarities aren't the fight, and everybody's acting like the bump stocks were the fight. No, guns are the fight. Bump stocks weren't the fight. I hate bump stocks too. I think they're stupid, but if you like them, then I think you should have them. I think big bro dozers are stupid, but I want you to be able to own one. That's your right. Anyways, back to why the ATF is so full of crap and acting, in my opinion, in an unconstitutional manner. They are saying, in reference to braces, that if, and they've got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8 or so bullet points that they're making their point with. They are going to start, I'm just going to read this, okay? Type and caliber. And we're talking about, I'm going to read this sentence before I apologize. The objective design features ATF considers in determining whether a weapon with an attached stabilizing brace has been designated or redesignated, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder include, but are not limited to. So if any of these stipulations are met, they say this is intended to be shot from the shoulder. Type and caliber. The type and caliber of firearm to which the stabilizing brace or similar item is installed. A large caliber firearm that is impractical to fire with one hand because of recoil or other factors, even with an arm brace, is likely to be considered a rifle or a shotgun. I don't imagine 7.62x39, any of the little 6mm or Grendels or 5.56s are going to be under attack for that. I think the 308 is going to be under attack for that. Although it can be argued that's not very much recoil. But there's no definitive thing in here. It's all ambiguous like this. This is why this is ridiculous, and this is why you need to go to the links below, fight this. Weight and length. The weight and length of the firearm used with stabilizing brace. A firearm that is so heavy that it is impractical to fire or aim with one hand, or so long that it is difficult to balance the firearm to fire with one hand, is likely excuse me, to be considered a rifle or a shotgun. But it doesn't say how heavy. And knowing the ATF, they're going to do some BS, like they're going to get some 85-pound dude that needs to eat about 20 sandwiches and gain some weight to try to hold up an AR-10 pistol with a brace on. He's not going to be able to do it. Or they're going to get a 90-pound woman to do it that's never even fired, and it's going to make her look ridiculous, like a federal agent that doesn't know how to use a gun. And they don't know anything about guns, despite being the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Bureau. Length of pull. The length of pull refers to the distance from the trigger to the point at which the stock meets the shoulder. They're already calling it a stock. Okay. This is a measurement for rifles and shotguns used to accommodate shooters of different sizes, because an arm brace, here we go, back and forth, an arm brace need only reach the forearm. The distance between the trigger and the back of the brace is generally expected to be shorter than the distance between the trigger and the back of a stock on a weapon designed and intended to be fired from the shoulder. This measurement is not necessarily determinative in the intent of the manufacturer, but it is used in making an evaluation of the firearm. If a brace is of a length that makes it impractical to attach to the shooter's wrist or forearm, then that may demonstrate that it is not designed as a brace, but rather for shoulder fire. This is going to be controversial. They're not wrong. They're not. And again, that goes back to my point. The fact that we have to use a pistol brace to call it a pistol is stupid. We should be fighting the Firearms Act, not the pistol brace piece of it. I think we need to stop this, because I think you should be able to attach whatever you want to it. I think you should be able to go to Walmart, and as long as you pass a background check, buy a machine gun. That's just my opinion. But if, as written right now, the law, and I'm not a lawyer. If you see my channel, you know that. I'm not a lawyer. But if the purpose of this was so disabled persons, and it was written very specifically for disabled veterans, actually, if they can't put it on their forearm, anywhere on their forearm, from the bend here all the way forward, if it's too long to do that, it never met the intent in the first place. I understand their argument here, and I agree with what they're saying here. I don't agree that they should be able to make that determination. I know some of y'all are probably getting butthurt about this, but we're Americans. There's 350 million Americans. There's 350 million plus points of view. So, attachment method. Excuse me, I got allergies bad. The method of attachment of the stabilizing brace to include modified stock attachments, extended receiver extensions, and the use of spacers. These items extend the distance between the trigger and the part of the weapon that contacts the shooter. Whether it is a stock or stabilizing brace, use of these items indicates that the weapon is designed and intended to be fired from the shoulder, because they extend a stabilizing brace beyond a point that is useful for something other than shoulder support. There was no point in that sentence, or that paragraph. There was no point in that. That goes back to the paragraph before where it talks about length of pull. They just overdo it, and they put as many words in there to make it very ambiguous, so that the lawmakers, when they see this, they're like, oh, this is a non-issue, because they don't understand guns. The ATF doesn't understand guns. They don't know shit about guns. Anyways, attachment method is stupid. That was a dumb argument. I'm just going to keep going. This is so dumb. Stabilizing brace design features. The objective design features of the attached stabilizing brace itself are relevant to the classification of the assembled weapon and include the comparative function of the attachment when utilized as a stabilizing brace compared to its alternate use as a shouldering device. The design of the stabilizing brace compared to a known shoulder stock design. Yeah. Most of them are designed like shoulder stocks. I understand what they're saying. I don't agree with what they're saying. The material used to make the attachment then indicates whether the brace is designed and intended to be pressed against the shoulder for support or actually used on the arm. That's going to be iffy, because you got the blade ones that are real rigid. But that's a great shouldering device, except they're narrow and they hurt. Then a lot of them have the rubberized pieces that go around the arm, great, but they're not super stiff. So, any shared or interchangeable parts with known shoulder stocks. So we're going to have to redesign all of them? Like, I don't understand that. and any other feature of the brace that improves the weapon's effectiveness from the shoulder firing position without providing a corresponding benefit to the effectiveness of the stability and support provided by the brace's use on the arm. Huh? Anyways, I don't know that there's any brace right now that's more effective on the shoulder. Just because you shoulder, like none of them have in my opinion, have this big, huge design, other than they're probably going to come out and say, well, if it's going to be a pistol brace and we're not going to rule on this, and they're all going to have to be soft and pliable. So we'll see. Aim point. Oh. Let the dumbness begin. Let the stupidity flow. This one's dumb. Appropriate aim point when utilizing the attachments as a stabilizing brace. If the aim point when using the arm brace attachment results in an upward or downward trajectory that could not accurately hit a target, this may indicate the attachment was not designed as a stabilizing brace. So if I can't shoot my gun without shooting it high or low, it wasn't intended to be a stabilizing brace? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. This goes to show you the ATF knows nothing about guns. Secondary grip. This should not come as a surprise. The presence of a secondary grip may indicate the weapon is not a pistol, and they keep calling it a pistol. I don't know why you have to quote pistol. We know what you mean. Because it is not designed to be held and fired by one hand. True. We knew that you could not put a vertical grip on a pistol. Angled foregrips were always allowed, things like that, and they've actually ruled on that from what I remember. But we know we can't put vertical foregrips. Sights and scopes. Incorporation of sights and scopes that possess eye relief incompatible with one-handed firing may indicate that the weapon is not a pistol because they are designed to be used from a shoulder-fired position and are incompatible for the single-handed shooting that arm braces are designed and intended. So if I put an ACOG on an AR pistol, it's dumb anyways because your ballistics don't match up, but anyways, I think you should put whatever you want. You want to put a 6-24 on your freaking AR pistol, put a 6-24. I don't care. They're saying if you put a sight on there that requires you to kind of get down behind it, it can be classified as a rifle. And then the last one, peripheral accessories, and I know I've gone a little long, but I want to make sure that you guys understand what's at stake here. Peripheral accessories. Installation of peripheral accessories commonly found on rifles or shotguns that may indicate that the firearm is not designed and intended to be held and fired with one hand. This includes but is not limited to the installation of bipods, monopods that improve the accuracy of heavy weapons designed and intended to be fired from the shoulder, or the inclusion of a magazine or drum that accepts so many cartridges that it increases the overall weight of the firearm to a degree that it is impractical to fire the weapon with one hand, even with the assistance of a stabilizing brace. So now they're going to say your gun's too heavy by a rule that's not written by this ATF agent over here that he knows dick about guns. Nothing. I'm sorry I'm cussing so much. I'm really upset about this. He doesn't know anything about guns. Nothing. The person that wrote this doesn't know anything about guns either. They have ugly features. He doesn't like them. Okay, Feinstein. That's all this is. I'm going to tell you something. There's not a lot of FUDs watching my channel anyways. Because I shoot an AR. FUDs don't like them. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're that guy that just believes he's good because he's got his hunting rifle and all the other guns can go away, he doesn't care, well, we don't need you, number one. Number two, if they can take away a gun because of an ugly feature, they can take your gun away. Alright? They can say, semi-automatics are too fast, let's get rid of them. Oh wait, now pump actions are the fastest, now let's get rid of those. Oh, bolt actions seem pretty fast, let's get rid of those. We're going to all be running around with H&R or H&H, can't remember the brand, break open action, or Thompson Center break open action rifles with one round, and we're going to be carrying the rest in our pocket. That's not the country that I live in. But we're letting it go this way. Most of the people that watch this channel, most of the people that love the Second Amendment and appreciate it for what it's worth and what it's supposed to be, tend to lean conservative. But we tend to not do anything but roll over and let them put this bullcrap down our throats. And so, tomorrow, when this goes live, December 18th, get on the ATF, don't cuss at them. I'm telling you now, don't cuss at them. Your arguments won't be heard. It kind of says that in their language. It says excessive foul language. Again, who's to say it's excessive? And I can use excessive foul language if I want. It's a free country, right? Debatable. Get on there, make comments, read this document. It's 15 pages. It'll be 15 pages well read. It'll probably piss you off enough to go write a comment. You need to contact your senator and your congressman by email and by phone. Email and phone, both. And let them know that this encroachment on your rights is not acceptable. I don't care if you believe in the use of pistol braces. I don't care. I think they're stupid. They're not very stable. I don't like them. But I want you to be able to have one if you want one. I want you to be able to have a bump fire stock if you want one, even though they're stupid. But that's just my opinion. Nobody cares what my opinion is. All right? So you need to go make sure that your rights are stood up for, that your voice is heard. And then when it comes time again, we're not going to make this big gun argument because that's not what conservatives do. But we're going to have to change something. And it's got to say with stop. Stop with the enacting of vagueness, because that is so vague. An ATF agent can literally come to you and say, that pistol looks really heavy. I'm going to give you a ticket. I'm going to charge you with a felony. A felony. For having a gun that they don't understand, that they don't shoot, they don't use. It's okay for them to have them, but we can't have them. You know, I just don't get it. I shouldn't have to put a $200 tax stamp on a pistol brace, which they're offering for free right now, which I don't understand. If you want to convert it, if you want to switch it out or whatever. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And so there was some talk that at the end of this document it said something about basically that this isn't law. It's not law. This is what they're talking about right now. But I've looked on here, and I'm sorry I'm not looking at you here. I don't see much that's saying that, yeah, this isn't law right now, because it's not. There's information about if you want to mail them a letter. I would not do that. It's going to take too long. And it's just so vague. It's just so vague. So you need to get on here and do this. And I'm sorry I'm rambling right now, but I always want to make sure I didn't miss something important here. Oh, here we go. The contents of this document do not have the force and effect of law and are not meant to bind the public in any way. Then why the hell did you write this document? All they're telling you right now is we're going to change something. There's not really going to be much you can do about it because we've already admitted that we're working with the Biden administration to violate your rights. But this isn't law. But we're going to get you on it. Polymer 80 lowers are legal. People are being arrested. Stuff's being confiscated. So, do your part. Call, email, read this document that's listed below. With that, stay tactical.